Hello and welcome to the latest installment of Mr. Marcus's Math Tutorials. Please remember to like and subscribe, leave comments and questions at the bottom, or you can always message me on Pupil Path with any of your questions. Let's keep this interactive. Today we're going to be writing equations from tables. Yesterday we did from graphs. This is going to use the same formula, y equals mx plus b, but we're going to need a different procedure to find the answers. So we'll start with the slope. The slope is m. In this case, we can't see rise over run, so we're going to use the change in y over the change in x to find the slope. Pick any two numbers from the y column, and how far do you go to get from 2 to 8? That's plus 6. So that's going to be how much y changes. Pick the corresponding numbers on the x side from 0 to 3, and that's a change of positive 3. Now I can take those two numbers and I can put them in a ratio, 6 over 3, and that's going to be our slope. That simplifies to 2, because 6 divided by 3 is 2, versus 2 3s and 6. Now I need to find the intercept. Some people call this the Maravolo rule. You look for the 0 on the x column, and then you say when x is 0, what is y? Well, in this case, when x is 0, y is 2. So we take that number 2, and we put it in the place of b for our intercept. Now all we have to do is rewrite the formula y equals mx plus b with m being 2, because that's the slope, and positive 2 being b, because that's the y-intercept. And we get y equals 2x plus 2. Fantastic. Next one. In this case, we start with exactly the same thing, y equals mx plus b, and we're going to look for the slope first. The slope is the change in y over the change in x. So to find the change in y, we take any two numbers from the y row. From 8 to 11 is a change of plus 3. Then we have to look at the corresponding numbers on the x column. That's from 4 to 6. From 4 to 6 is plus 2. So we can make a ratio out of these two numbers, the change in y on top and the change in x on the bottom, and we get the slope of 3 over 2. Now to find the intercept, you might get a little more difficult because there's no 0 in the x column. So watch as I count from 8 down to 6. Next step's going to get me 4. It seems that I'm going down by 2 each time. The next step would be 2. So if I go 8, 6, 4, 2, then the next thing should be 0. Now I found where 0 would be on the x column. Now I need to do the same thing for the y column to find what y is when x is 0. From 14 to 11, that seems like I'm going down 3. To 8, that's down another 3. So if I take another 3 from 8, I get to 5, and then finally taking 3 more from 5, I get to where the intercept should be, which is positive 2. So now I know that positive 2 is going to be my y-intercept, or the b in the y equals mx plus b. So I'll simply highlight it, ding, and then I should be able to write it in the place where it says y-intercept equals, ding. And now all I need to do is put together my equation with the m in the place of slope and the b replaced by the intercept. Now let's look at another table. In this table, it seems to be vertical columns. Same procedure though. We start with the formula y equals mx plus b, and we're going to find the change in y over the change in x. In this case, the y numbers seem to be going down. So from 7 to 4 is minus 3, or negative 3. The corresponding numbers on the x side from 0 to 1 is plus 1. Now I can take these two numbers and I can make them a ratio. They happen to simplify to negative 3. So now I have the slope of negative 3. I still need to find the y-intercept. The Maravolo rule says, when x is 0, what is y? Find the 0 on the left side and 7 on the right side. So my final formula should be y equals negative 3x plus 7, because I have the slope and the intercept. Okay, like I said, remember to like and subscribe, send me messages and questions either on Pupil Path or right below on this YouTube video. I'd like to thank people like Jake and Dozy for commenting.